Welcome to P&B Academy. This informational series is designed to help Nazarene ministers, church-employed laypersons, and treasurers or administrators better understand and make use of the resources provided by Pensions and Benefits USA on behalf of the Church of the Nazarene. This presentation is designed for district superintendents or their proxies and will explain how to use the Nazarene District APS Portal. Involvement in the Nazarene 403B Retirement Savings Plan with Fidelity Investments is an important part of future planning for Nazarene ministers. The Nazarene District APS Portal allows districts to verify eligibility requirements ministers must meet to take advantage of the annual pension supplements provided by Pensions and Benefits USA. Thanks for being part of this process. During the first weeks of every year, Pensions and Benefits USA analyzes information from the database maintained by the General Secretary to determine who is eligible to receive an annual pension supplement. This review covers criteria from the year just completed, such as credentials, assignment role, full-time, full livelihood status, retirement status, and church giving to the P&B Fund. It may be that a minister's role or status changed prior to January 1, and the information was not updated in the system when we ran our analysis. The APS portal allows your district to make changes and transmit them to us to assure the information we have is correct and that the proper APS amount is paid. The APS portal has three main functions: verification of each minister's roll code and full-time, full livelihood status, a means to provide an eligibility change request for each roll code that is incorrect, and a means to add new candidates to the APS eligibility list. Additionally, persons may use the portal to view submissions for previous years. By the way, if you have questions about eligibility criteria for annual pension supplements, you may select the question mark button near the top of the main screen. This provides access to APS information that may be helpful. To begin, you will need to log in to the P&B Access portal. A simple way to do this is by typing pbaccess.nazarene.org in the address or search bar of your browser. The screen will ask for Nazarene account credentials, which are your username and password. Once you insert these, the APS verification screen will open. To start the process, select the Validate Candidates button and a list of candidates for your district will appear. You're now able to review the information for accuracy. Before we go further, we encourage you not to use the backup button for your browser while inside the APS portal, since this will close the application and wipe out any changes made that have not been saved. You may log out of the verification portal at any time, even if you have not completed the review. First, be sure to save the work you have done by clicking on the blue Save button. Once you have done this, select Return and follow the prompts until you are at the APS verification home screen. At the top of the page, you'll see the word Log Out. Select this and you're done until next time. Now, let's move on. The verification screen contains a list of APS candidates for your district, along with church assignment, roll code, and status. Your responsibility is to review the names to verify the information is correct and make changes as necessary. Also, if eligible candidates are not listed, you should add them. Note that as you view the screen, you will see only a portion of the candidates. On the right of the window, there are two scrolling bars. The inner bar controls the candidate list. The outer bar controls the entire screen. Use these as needed to navigate. As you review the list, pay attention to the roll code for each APS candidate. Based on the information you have, in the correct column, select the Y to affirm the code or N to reject it. In most cases, you will simply affirm that the information is correct with the Y option. If, however, it is incorrect, select the N option. This will open the Change Request screen. Here, you will provide details regarding the correction you are making. As you can see, we first need to know the reason. Clicking in the dialog box will provide several options, such as role change, moved away, and so forth. Select the appropriate response, then insert a date for when the change in status actually took place. For instance, Reverend Phineas Brzee moved to another church on the district on November 6, 2019. Select Reassigned as the reason, then the month, day, and year, or 11/6/2019 as the effective date. Under Details, you might say Reassigned to Bedford First Church. Once you have completed the information, select the Save button, and the drop-down box will ask if you really want to save your work. If so, select OK, and you will return to the verification screen. You will notice that the FTFL, or Full-Time Full Livelihood selection box, is not accessible for the DS, pastors, and parent-affiliated church pastors. That is because these roles are by definition full-time and full livelihood. For associate ministers serving in the PSV or pastoral service role, or those serving in the DA, district assigned role, the FTFL column is accessible. For these individuals, you will need to indicate whether the role information is correct and if the role is full-time and full livelihood. By the way, you can find the definition of what is meant by full-time and full livelihood by reading the Summary of Eligibility Criteria. You'll find it by selecting the blue question mark at the top right of your screen. As you make changes, you will notice that each one will be listed on a line under Eligibility Change Request in the blue section of the screen. If you cannot see all the changes, use the outer scroll bar to adjust the screen. If you made a change and it does not show in the list, the information was not saved. Please go back and re-enter it again, and be sure to save it. After reviewing the list of candidates, you may determine that an assigned minister does not appear on the verification list. To add them, you need to select the Add Candidate button on the lower right of the screen. This opens the Adding New Candidate screen. Begin by inserting the first and last name of the candidate, followed by the assignment role. For employer, type the name of the church where the candidate is assigned. The effective date is the month, day, and year that the assignment began. Next, you will need to complete the full-time, full livelihood box. Then comes the Social Security box. If you do not have the Social Security number of the new candidate, you may use zeros instead of the actual numbers. This is followed by a marital status and date of birth. If you do not have the date of birth, just leave the box empty and we will add the information later. For the address lines, list the home address for the APS candidate. After this, you may add comments if you wish. Once entries are complete, select the Save button. The drop-down box should appear, and you may select OK to save your work. This will return you to the main Verify APS Candidate screen. There, you should notice that a summary line for the entry has appeared in the Additions to Eligibility List section at the bottom of the page. Review it to make sure the names you added are listed. At any time during the process, you can download a PDF document containing the progress you have made. This can be done by selecting the Create Report button at the upper right of the screen. The report will be downloaded by your browser, and you should receive a message similar to this when the download is complete. Once you have processed all names on the verification list, the progress line near the top of the screen should indicate 100%. If you are content that all information is correct, you are ready to submit your finalized report. You may notice that the blue Submit button has appeared on the screen. All you need to do to complete your work is to select it. Once you do, the drop-down box will appear, asking you to check to make sure all candidates have been processed, change requests have been submitted for all candidates whose eligibility you changed, and all additional candidates that did not appear on the list have been added. If you think of a last-minute change that needs to be made, you may select Cancel and return to the verification screen. But if you are sure that everything is complete, select OK. Just be aware that once you submit your report, no further changes can be made online. You may, however, send additional changes to us at pensions@nazarene.org. And that's it. Thanks for taking time to learn how to use the Nazarene District APS Portal. If you have any questions about it, contact us at 888-888-4656 or email us at pensions@nazarene.org. We'll be glad to assist you.